And now back to Great Places of the Great Lakes on News Talk 760 WJR. Now, here's Warren Pierce.
And this afternoon's program brought to you by Guardian Alarm. They are trusted, experienced. Your local guardian angel, they've been around our town. They're family-owned since the 1930s. And so far, we've talked a bit about that family tradition going back to the 30s, why it's so important for those of you who own homes or condominiums, for example, to have an alarm system. Those of you who have stores or businesses, why it's so important for you, too, to make sure that you have the right security system in there as well. And we should point out, as President David Goldstein, that even if we've got listeners right now who have some sort of alarm system there, that they would be wise to at least call 1-800-STAY-OUT and find out what Guardian can do for them.
It would absolutely be wise. We're very proud of our Michigan roots, and because of our Michigan roots, we're promoting that even if you have another alarm system that's not Guardian's, come let us take a look at it, and we'll replace your control set and your touchpads for free, and possibly up to 20% off on your reoccurring charges that you're paying somebody else. Keep your money in Michigan. Don't send it to anywhere else. Keep it in Michigan.
All right. How many touchpads should you have? One at the front doors, probably.
Yeah, you definitely need one at the front door.
Next to the bed?
A lot of people will put one in their bedroom. A lot of people keep it at their garage entry door.
And when you have that TV monitoring system, where usually are the television monitors placed in the house?
In the home world, we put it near a keypad because we like to see when the kids are coming home. And more importantly, who they bringing home with them. And then there's, some people keep them at their liquor cabinet to make sure the junior's not going near the liquor. But it's where you feel the most that you want to see while you're not at home. So where are your eyes while you're gone?
How has it helped, by the way, for parents, for guardians, to make sure that whoever's doing the babysitting is doing it properly? And how helpful has that been over the years?
It's been extremely helpful. It's like a built-in baby monitor. And you can see what your kids are doing when the babysitter's there. Very easy to call it up and see where they're at. Have them wave. Just say where everything's good.
And you probably mentioned to the babysitter, or maybe they realize we got cameras all over this place, so you better be taking care of the kids. In the meantime, speaking of being taken care of, Guardian's also involved. They got the guards. They've got the security system for home and businesses, but they've also got the Guardian medical monitoring, which brings in the general manager from that area of Guardian, David Crawford. Describe and explain this aspect of Guardian Alarm.
Guardian Medical Monitoring is all about saving lives, limiting complications due to falls, reducing hospital readmissions, and giving caregivers peace of mind knowing that mom and dad are taken care of or safe when they're in their own homes where they want to be, where they want to age independently. Basically, we use emergency response systems to do that. That's our core product. And what that is I've fallen and can't get up button that you wear around your wrist or around your neck. And when you have an emergency, if you've fallen, you can't get up, you don't feel good, you've heard something outside, there's some kind of noise, or you're worried about something, you push that button. We come on a two-way speaker, actually, and talk to the person and assess the situation and talk to them, find out what's going on, and then we'll dispatch the proper authority.
Without getting too technical, how does that work? Is there like a gyroscope that detects the fact that instead of the device being upright, it's now horizontal to the floor and something's wrong?
We certainly have those devices, but most people just push a button that they wear right on their wrist. So if they're not feeling good, or maybe if they've fallen down and they're in a compromised position, they just push that button, and then just hands-free through a two-way communicator. It's like a speakerphone. They're able to speak through the speaker to our monitor and our monitoring station, and not have to get to a phone, not have to crawl to a phone or anything like that. We can hear them throughout their house.
And then there's this term, continuum of care. What does that mean in relationship to the Guardian medical monitoring system?
Well, the continuum of care that we all know about is independent living, assisted living, nursing home, and then hospice. Guardian, we have a continuum of care of technology that basically starts with our emergency response systems, or our button, and that's your first line of defense. Anybody living alone should have one of these. Anybody getting caregiving for 4 or 5 hours now gets one of these buttons, and they have care now for 24/7. They've always got somebody there with them. They've got a guardian angel, if you will. It starts with that. We've married some of our alarm technology into that world, and we use pressure-sensitive floor mats to know when someone's up and moving around the house. We use motion detectors to determine what's going on in the house, if someone has gotten up out of bed or not. We use door contacts for wanderers. If you have a potential wanderer that might have dementia, we know when someone's left that door or that house. Medication dispensers and reminders to tell people when it's time to take their medication from a dispenser that has been filled with their prescriptions for up to 30 or 60 days, verbally tells them when to take their medications, and if they haven't taken their medications, it'll call a caregiver and let them know that a dose has been missed. Up to virtually their care video monitoring systems like David Goldstein and Jason have been talking about, where we put cameras in the home where family members can view mom or dad and see what's going on.
So the monitoring is in addition to this security system that is actually attached to the individual.
That's right. Yeah, a lot of our customers do have alarm systems. Some don't, though. Some are in apartments that they've been in for a year or two, or they've been in their homes for a very long period of time, and they might not have an alarm system. This is more personal life safety, personal security. So if they're out they're out in the garden, or if they're out at the mailbox and they happen to have a slip and fall, 1 in 3 people over the age of 65 are going to fall this year. 1 out of every 3. So they all should have a button. They all should have a way to get help and not have to lay on the floor for an hour, 4 hours, a day, 2 days. I've heard of too many stories like that.
And yeah, go ahead, David.
And we know that the elderly always feel that they're okay, they don't need it. So is what we're seeing over the last few years are the sons and the daughters of people saying, gosh, Mom, you really need this. We'd feel better if you had it. And then it gets a little, well, geez, I don't need it. Well, Mom, we keep you in your home longer. Okay, get me one.
Yeah, it's a tough love conversation that the adult children have to have.
And how many times have we seen it? To me, anyway, it almost seems like on a monthly basis there is some sort of alarm that is sent out by the news media during their newscasts of someone who has walked away from a home. They don't know where they are. The police are out, the fire, the families, they're out looking for them because because of their state, don't know, and they're out missing. And certainly with this kind of equipment, that could be prevented.
Absolutely. Monitoring somebody who wanders is very difficult. It's difficult to monitor that person. So what we do with our technology compiled with Guardian Alarm is we arm the premise. So we want to know if a person has walked outside that door, or if they've gotten out of bed, or walked down a certain hallway, and we do that by the floor mats and the door contacts.
Yeah. David Crawford, who's general manager of the Guardian medical monitoring aspect. There are the guards, there are the alarms. It's for commercial and homes as well. And President David Goldstein, good visiting with you, and David Pierce and the rest of the Guardian folks. What's the best way for our listeners now to get in touch, no matter what kind of security that we've been talking about, no matter what kind of security they're looking for?
Please call 1-800-STAY-OUT. 1-800-STAY-OUT. You'll get a live voice. You'll get a live voice right here.
What about Saturday and now this Saturday afternoon?
You can call me today, tonight, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. We're right here in Michigan with Michigan-based people.
Yeah, and so even if you have a security, you keep that in mind as well. You got to call Guardian Alarm. It wouldn't hurt at all to find out what they can do for you. Again, the number is 1-800-STAY-OUT. My name is Warren Pierce. Yes, I am related to the family that started Guardian Alarm, and it's been a great afternoon. I've even picked up some tips that I didn't even know about. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.